by YouTube.
Oh,
Okay, and
uh,
here, okay, we are on air. Well, I would
okay,
like to
ladies
thank
and
you so
gentlemen.
much. Yeah, thank you so much. I thank you, Angelica. Thank you very much for being here with us. Dr. Christine, also thank you so much for being here. And Dr. Carolina, thank you very much for being here to say yes when we said it, when we call you. Thank you so much. And we are going to start. We greet everybody who is watching us through YouTube and people also were coming together with us from Brazil, from all Europe, United States. Thank you very much. And today we are going to start with our my dear friend, esteemed friend, Christian Arzumonova. I like it, this your surname, very family name. Okay, Dr. Christina. Doctor, feel free.
Okay, thank you very much. And I want to greet all our guests. I hope my topic will be too interesting. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And today it's the honor of discussing a subject that is not only timely, but also crucial for our increasingly interconnected world. So profiling for the peace using effective conflict resolution, exactly to understand what kind of profiling tools we can use in our international disputes. So let us begin by understanding the concept that of profiling for peace. This approach to involve identifying and implementing the most of effective conflict resolution strategies, tailored to the unique culture, procedure, diversity, in the legal context of the parties involved. I will try to, if we have time, I will try to explain there's some case studies which held in the US between US and African, some land disputes international. So let's start with speak about the basic profiling tools. The facile, I will call Fiji. The Fiji's like profiling Fiji is the process of analyzing and assessing a person's emotional state based on their face and gestures. So the first is the facial features that extraction. So based on the detection and tracking on several facial parameters such as the mouth shape or eyebrows, pacing, you can make huge analysis. So using hidden, we call it like HMMM analyze. They are using to model, clarify variations of the facial muscles and other bodies. The facial muscles is too much important when you're analyzing, especially when you are in OEDR or you try to solve disputes online. So the principal component analyzed PCA is calculates an approximate representation of the face by finding the main components of distribution of the facial image. So in order to make shorter, they also have a method based on multimodal gesture recognition framework. Nowadays, we implement the AI, and by working with this app, what we have it before for profilers and the component for artificial intelligence, it really will be helpful to teach our future the diplomats or lawyers or mediators who will get involved in international mediation disputes. So the first I want to say about the understanding. So we will try from understanding of the profiling. So now understanding the profiling for peace is like a forward-thinking approach aimed at identifying and implementing the most effective conflict resolution strategies, like tailored solution. So recognize that each of conflict is unique. So profiling for peace requires customizing resolution, strategies to fit the specific culture, procedure, and legal context of the involved parties. Second one is a preventive measures. By understanding the profiling tools, understanding and they make the underlying causes in dynamic of the conflict early on, the approach seeks to prevent disputes from the escalating. It's about being proactive rather than reactive. Sustainable peace. Profiling for peace isn't just about resolving conflict so temporarily, but it's like a long-term investment. So the culture sensitivity, it empathizes the importance of the culture awareness and sensitivity. Effective conflict resolution requires a deep understanding of the cultural backgrounds and traditions of the party getting involved, and ensure that all perspectives are respected and integrated into the mediation process. And the last one, in the introducing the basic profiling for peace, is dynamic adaptation. So what is dynamic adaptation? It's the process to approach encourages to continue learning and adaptation. As a conflict is involved, so must the strategies to use it to resolve them have to be more helpful for both of parties. The profiling for peace is an ongoing process of like refinement and like improving for long term, and it's we can call that it's like long-term investment, but it's much more. So by giving profiling tools, you are giving the space, and sometimes we don't see that we are teaching, but at the same time we're learning, how we say. So I will go as smoothly to the role of the different cultures and different non-Western and Western the practices by using profiling tools in the profiling piece. One of the key aspects that approach of integration of non-Western alternative dispute resolution IDR practices, these practices rooted in rich and cultural tradition and differences. We can use profiling tools even though we know the basic profiling tools in different cultures, in different countries in the same way. This is impossible. So by incorporating this diverse method, because we have to use different methods, we can create a more inclusive and effective framework for mediation diplomacy. First, the cultural diversity and richness. Non-Western are the countries by size. The practices, they have own deep historical cultural backgrounds, the rules and the wide range of methods and traditions from various cultures around the world. So they took from one to another, and look at that, and such as African customary law, indigenous mediation practices. So Asian reconciliation, their processes. These practices bring a wealth of diverse perspectives and techniques to the table, and we can the overall mediation process. Community-centric approaches, Western, non-Western, the IDR practices empathize the community, involving and consensus building, the respect for tradition and values. By incorporating a non-Western IDR methods, mediators can ensure that the cultural values and tradition of the parties involved in a mediation process respected and upheld. This culture sensitivity will foster trust and cooperation among the disputing parties. The second, the tool is like to having adaptability, to understanding adaptability and flexibility. These non-Western idea practices are often more flexible, adaptable than formal legal proceedings. And there here we go, we have to see and understand the innovative techniques. This practice often include innovation techniques that are not commonly found in Western idea methods. For example, storytelling, rituals, or symbolic acts. Some can be more powerful tools for healing and reconciliation in many non-Western countries. We're going about inclusivity. I can say that in this global mediation diplomacy practices promotes the inclusivity and ensures that all voices are heard. This is important. Leveraging the technology for conflict resolution. In the realm of international dispute resolution, technology, particularly artificial intelligence, which my colleague is more the more master, I will say that we can't avoid the profilers, as I am. We can avoid the techniques, what we're getting involved. We just have to go this implement these AI tools in our profiling apps. Already we have it before, but now we are working to change these profiling apps by to having help from AI. Data analysis and prediction. AI can process and analyze vast amount of data quickly. And if you know that we are reading people by the gestures and body languages, that AI can help us, because not to mention that doesn't matter, you are so professional, you have a practice, you can see from far or sitting in front of the parties, you can read the body language and gestures, but you are a human being, that you have emotions, which AI doesn't have. So AI is structured and can see, underline it, some gestures which you can miss, which can be helpful in the new apps, what we are creating now. So we customize the mediation strategies by leveraging AI. Mediator can develop and tailor its strategies for conflict resolution. AI system can suggest approaches based on the specific culture, procedure, and legal context of the parties involved, because it's impossible to know each of nationalities' legal part as well. And really is highlight customized, and will highlight customized, and this will be more relevant. Simulating emotional responses. About the emotions, we have now problem because the AI it's not it doesn't have a feelings. So here is a replaceable of the profilers work, because they advanced it, but they want to implement, because now when they have advanced AI technologies are being developing in simulation emotions. This innovation can help mediators understand how certain words or actions might be perceived by different parties, and allowing them to navigate complex emotional landscapes more effectively. We'll see. So improving communications. The communication tools are bridge language barriers. You know that. So AI can help and develop, and can handle now any cases, because the language always is barrier. This is essential. So this tool ensures that all participants can communicate in their perspectives clearly and accurately. And you don't have to use sometimes is to translator and find any language translator. And platforms. AI is, of course, is more useful to rise a virtual mediation platforms powered by AI nowadays. This platform can offer various features such as the real-time data analysis, direct gist reading. We just make with my partner and some test drive, so we just saw it and send us all full analyze, document sharing, what we spoke, what kind of so-called emotions, what we didn't understood our parties have. So there's identified underlying issues that can helpful with AI. So better, I will speak now about the cultural importance of equality and non-violence. At the heart of effective conflict resolution is principle, equality and non-violence, as this acknowledging and respecting the culture significance of these values and mediation process. And this cultural sensitivity is essential for building trust, achievement, lasting peace. The first and the heart, and I want to mention that they are the building trust and respect, enduring fairness, promoting non-violent solutions, addressing the power imbalance. So the trust and respect, for me, is number one. I think it's each of you is number one. This recognizing and valuing the cultural backgrounds, as I have, let's say, 3 or 4 cultural backgrounds. I have migrated for more than 5 countries and have full of these cultural backgrounds. And the importance of the parties with getting involved fosters an environment of trust and mutual respect. When we're moving to fairness, equality mediation ensures that all voices are heard, considered, regardless of culture, social, economic backgrounds, and much more. Religion, this is commitment to fairness is essential. Promoting non-violent solution. We empathize to non-violence in conflict resolution, help to de-escalate tensions and prevent of the violence. By promoting peaceful dialogue and negotiation, mediator can encourage parties to seek constructively and constructive and sustainable solution. And addressing the power and imbalance. So the culture sensitivity is mediation addresses power imbalances that may exist between conflict parties. By recognizing these dynamics, mediators can work to level the playing field, so ensuring that no party feels marginalizing or is like a disadvantage. So we are encouraging collaborative problem solving. We're focusing on equality and non-violence, encourage collaborative approaches to problem solving. These parties are more likely to work together to find mutually beneficial solution when they feel respect and valued, of course. And what we want to gain from this mediation, the culture and sensitivity of this process, we want to foster long-term peace. This is what we want to gain. By embedding the principles of the equality and non-violence into the mediation process, resulting the agreement are more likely to be accepted, upheld by all parties. This fosters long-term peace and stability as the resolution and is built like on foundation of mutual respect and cooperation understanding. So now we're going to speak about the legal frameworks background of this profile tools, because the diplomacy, but if you say this simply. For resolving contemporary technologies, we can develop more responsive and effective legal framework that are better suited challenges of today's world. I do believe my colleagues will accept it as well. How we can see, how I see this kind of legal frameworks? They have to be in flexibility. Many of the nowadays current legal systems are regions that are unable to adapt to the complexities, or these complexities and of contemporary international conflicts, and these outdated frameworks often fail to address the unique culture and procedure needs of the parties involved nowadays. And the second one can be like a lack of culture and a lack of culture sensitivity. The traditions legal framework frequently overlooks the culture context and the values that are critical to effective conflict resolution. This oversight can lead to solutions that are not culture appropriate or sustainable. Inadequate response to moderate conflicts. So contemporary disputes nowadays often involve issues that traditional legal systems were not designed to handle it. And such as cyber conflict, transnational disputes, the design and environment conflicts, and now conflicts, but we have diplomacy conflicts. These new challenges require innovation and in legal framework. And I do believe that now we have to sit around the table and put this issue on the table and solve that. We have to think that we have to move and change and make it adaptable framework for our work. The barriers are to access. The traditional legal process can be inaccessible to many due high cost. So complex procedure and the lengthy timeline, these barriers prevent equitable the participation in the resolution, and can, this conflict can be not solved because of this. More that I think nowadays the important issues. So we have to move to technological integration. Yes, there is a significant gap that we have, not only legal framework, that in also the barriers to access, but we have traditional legal frameworks integrate in technology. Not all countries can have access to this new technology integration. We have to be clear nowadays. We can speak too much, my dear colleagues, and but a lot of countries, it doesn't have even electricity. Not to mention about, now I can speak a lot about the technology, how we can change, how we can integrate. But some of our colleagues now, they are without electricity. So this is everything is working, it's common. We have to focus on retribution over resolution. Traditional legal systems often empathize punitive measures rather than reconciliation, resolution, a shift towards restorative justice and mediation, and necessary to address the root causes of conflict and foster to what we want to do is, of course, a long-term peace. And we want to say this practices, incorporating the non-Western idea with Western idea practice in legal form and legal framework can provide more holistic and effective resolution. Why we could not use this together? Why we can't combine? Why we could not mix and create something unique in order to, yes, it will be much difficult. It takes time, but it's worth it. And my conclusion, I'm coming to the end, and I hope I have a time. The profiling for peace is a practical and necessary approach to conflict resolution in our increasingly interconnected world. By understanding and implementing the profiling tools by the international mediators, it's most effective for them to resolve international conflicts and have the more flexible resolution strategies. We can address the unique cultures, procedure, and legal context of the parties involved. And I do hope in the future we'll have access and more integrated, adaptable the legal frameworks. And this proactive method seeks to prevent conflict resolution from escalating and foster sustainable peace. So we integrate IDR practices and enrich the mediation process with diverse perspectives and techniques, enduring the culture, values, traditions, and respect and upheld. So we are leveraging, particularly with AI, it provides groundbreaking possibilities for analyzing conflicts, predicting outcomes, and developing tailored mediation strategies, which is too much important. We are human beings, but we're not computers. And at the heart of effective conflicts resolution lies the principle of equality and non-violence, which ensures that all voices are heard and considered. Addressing the limitation of outdated legal framework by incorporating innovation in IDR practices and leveraging the technologies allows us to develop more responsive and effective solution to contemporary conflicts. Together, these elements create a comprehensive and inclusive framework like insurance. We have a full insurance framework for global mediation diplomacy. So paving the way more effective and sustainable conflict resolution. I want to thank all of you who is hearing, or my colleagues, or respective professor who invite me, Juan Carlos or Bianca, an amazing person. So for your attention, and I look forward to our continuous dialogue and collaboration in promoting peace and resolution conflict around the globe. Thank you.
Christine, perfect. Christine, every day in my life, I am a 65 years old man, and I'm convinced after more than 40 years working as a mediator, that to be a mediator, it's much more difficult to be a lawyer. Much more difficult. Every day I'm convinced that. And today I found out something very interesting, because also I'm a profiler. I've learned from Paul Ekman. My God, one more thing in common we have together. Great. I've learned it from Paul Ekman. Great, very good. Thank you so much. It was, I made my day. I made my day today. Great, so perfect. And now we have Dr. Karolina Filamovska. She's going to make her presentation. Thank you, Dr. Karolina. Thank you very much.
Hello. Okay, I just tried to switch on my presentation. Okay. Give me a minute, please. Okay. Can you see the presentation?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It depends on the time zone. Thank you for joining us. My presentation is titled Harnessing New Technologies for Global Peace, the Role of AI and Digital Tools in Mediation. My goal is to explore how AI and digital tools are being used to strengthen a mediation process worldwide. Why technology in mediation? And modern conflicts demand faster and more accessible conflict resolution methods. Traditional approaches, while effective in many ways, are often too slow or resource intensive for today's complex, large-scale or cross-border disputes. AI and digital tools can be powerful allies in mediation, offering us new methods to address disputes fairly, quickly, and across borders. Today, I'd like to highlight a few ways AI and digital platforms help mediators in their work. Let's look at 3 core benefits of AI in mediation. The first one is emotion and language analysis. With natural language processing, AI tools analyze tone and emotional cues, which help mediators recognize underlying emotions and interests of both sides. It's a step toward a better understanding of each party's motivation. I'd like to add that before we wasn't able to use such techniques because we couldn't easily speak with our algorithm of our computer, because natural language processing, which is core for AI tools, is something that allows us to talk to the computer, and it helps us to communicate with it. Thanks to that, we can use such a tool also to improve our mediation skills in a way it wasn't possible before. The second issue is generating resolution scenarios. AI can analyze data, large amounts of data, to suggest possible solutions and outcomes based on past similar cases. This can be a powerful tool for helping parties visualize compromises and understand potential impacts. And the third is instant knowledge access. AI helps mediators access up-to-date legal information, relevant case studies, and best practices quickly and from all over the world. It's the globalization and using AI tools helps us to understand and to use legal issues from different jurisdictions, even if we had no knowledge about this jurisdiction, as it can be useful for us during the mediation process. This instant access to information not only improves mediator preparation, but also enhances the quality of the mediation process. Let's move on to digital mediation platforms, which create new possibilities for online disputes resolution. Remote access and accessibility is the first thing I would like to put attention to. Platforms like Modria, I will speak about it a little later, and Smart Settle allow parties to engage in the mediation process entirely online. This not only saves on travel expenses, but also enables global participation, making mediation more inclusive and accessible to people worldwide. Security and confidentiality. These platforms use advanced encryption and security security storage, ensuring that discussions remain private. This is essential in mediation, where, of course, confidentiality is crucial. Improve communication. Digital platforms often used to offer us tools like real-time messaging, document sharing, and collaborative whiteboards, making it easier for all parties to communicate and work together on their solution and finding the settlement. Modria. Modria is one of the tools. Of course, there are many tools, and this tool is, I choose this tool because I used to work with it, so I know how helpful it can be. And I'd like to use it to illustrate the benefits that are from mediation for mediation process and which helps mediators to resolve their disputes. How it works? Modria can automate routine disputes, allowing human mediators to focus on more complex cases. In organizations that use Modria, case resolution times have decreased and accessibility has increased, providing quick, efficient solutions for all parties involved. If you are interested, you can go into a website of Modria, and you will find there many interesting information about this program. But there are many such programs in many different languages, so it is the most important thing is to find the tool that is that fits us, but also that is safe. Because, as I said before, the confidentiality and safeguard are most important factors during our mediation and our confidentiality. Challenges of AI in mediation. Despite its advantages, using AI in mediation comes with challenges, and we need to remember about it because we have many disadvantages, many challenges, but I wanted to show you just 3 of them, which in my opinion are the most important. The first one is algorithmic bias. AI relies on data. And relying on data to learn and predict outcomes. We need to remember that artificial intelligence is not intelligence at all. It's just a tool that is based on algorithms, it's based on data, and it depends, the outcome depends on the data we feed this tool. So if the data is biased, the outcome is going to be biased as well. So as AI, as I said, relies on data, the data used to train may be biased because we as people are biased. We have our attitude to different things, and this attitude is in the data. And as long as we use the data without focusing on those factors, the data are going to be biased, and this is something we cannot we can't fight with that, because in different parts of the world it's always the attitude, the culture, there are so many factors that differ us from each other. Then it's not possible to prepare a tool worldwide that is not going to be biased. But we need to be to remember about it, and we need to focus on the fact that AI is trained, and it can be biased. It can affect the neutrality of its recommendations, potentially creating unfair outcomes. The next issue is ethical concerns. There is the question of responsibility. Who is accountable if an AI-based solution is biased? Mediators need to be aware of these limitations and ensure that technology doesn't replace critical human judgment. And the third issue is trust and reliability. Some parties might feel hesitant about relying on technology in sensitive matters. Building trust in these tools requires transparency about how they work and what are their limitations. And we in the European Union we now have AI Act, and AI Act needs us to be transparent about using tools, about using AI. But I think that we as mediators needs to remember about that this is not the cure for everything. This is a tool that we need to use using also our critical judgment for the outcomes we get. What are the future perspectives? Looking to the future, the role of AI and digital tools in mediation is, I think, will continue to grow. What we can expect? Adaptive and proactive systems. Future AI systems may be able to predict potential conflicts and suggest interventions early on, possibly preventing disputes before they accelerate. I think so, but we shall see how it's going to happen. Personalized mediation paths. AI could tailor the mediation process to suit the cultural and personal backgrounds of each party, enhancing understanding and fostering empathy. As I said before, AI is the tool that uses a huge amount of data. None of us have so many information, and none of us can use those information in such a way that AI can. So I believe that using such a tool, but using it as a tool, not something that's going to replace us, is something that's going to help during the mediation process. And greater inclusivity. As these tools advance, we will likely see increased access to mediation services, reaching people in remote or underserved regions, truly making mediation a global tool for peace, not just between governments, not in big mediation processes, but also as a tool between people all over the world. What is my conclusion? AI and digital tools offer exciting new avenues to enhance mediation. These tools allow for faster, more effective, and globally accessible mediation solutions. However, we must balance technological benefits with ethical consideration. And remember that technology should support rather than replace the human touch in mediation. Thank you for your attention, and I'm welcome about if someone wants to ask a question or discuss about this issue. Here is my LinkedIn profile, and of course I'm able to answer any question if only they will be in my reach. Thank you.
Oh, perfect, Carolina. It was a beautiful presentation. And I have a question. Yes, I have a question for all of us. Dr. Carolina, Dr. Christine, Dr. Angelica, and Dr. Araceli Perez. Shall we be afraid the word as a mediator about artificial intelligence? Shall we be afraid? or
No.
word about?
As I said before, I think that we used to be afraid of technological changes, but the change that is happening, the change that is happening now, it's not different from things that were in the future. So we now got another tool that we can use, but we need to use it wisely. So at the moment, artificial intelligence is just a computer program that is used by people. So it is as good as people who use it and as bad as people who use it. So we need to be afraid of people who use artificial intelligence in the not proper way, in the way to harm another people, I think.
Thank you so much.
I think
Yes.
it's not, we shouldn't be afraid of it, but it's not easy. We have to practice it, of course. Yeah, you can't start and say from today now I use AI for mediation. It's you have to practice. You have to be conscious, as you told us. I mean, it was very, very good, very interesting what you told us. Thank you.
Yes, it's very well. I think that nothing replace a touch, nothing replace an eye to eye, nothing replace the tone of a voice. You know, well, I would like to see all these change in the world. Maybe I will not be able to see, but I'd like to see. And I'm sure that mediation will, for more 20, 30 years, will have a revolution in all this. Well, I'm waiting for Dr. Awal Yu. Dr. Awal Yu, he's from Nigeria, and he has a beautiful, beautiful work there with all these conflict resolution all over the place. And he's a young boy with a bright mind. I'm waiting for him, but I think he will not be able to come. He had something with his 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 internet. I'll wait for him for more 5 minutes to see. Dr. Carolina, would you mind to stop your presentation, please?
Yes, of course. Okay.
I will just, I'm so sorry, just I want to
Yes.
say, I want to answer on the question as well.
Please.
And not only answer the question, maybe I will just support technology nowadays. And at the same time, I will say that now as soon some category of professional will be replaced, unfortunately.
Yes.
We are moving forward in some of the call centers or some, the small where the communication no need will be replaced. However, the human profession as we are representatives, mediators, profilers, psychologists, and doctors, it's irrepressible. We can use, as said Carolina, it's a tool. As I mentioned it in my topic, it's a tool. It's a great tool because, okay, our brain is unique till now, because I'm writing my article about the neurology investigation in the brain of the human being, how was born, like we know everything, and how we have these all talents and tools. So our brain is so unique until now is investigating. So, but we could not cover all information in global by frameworks, legals, and maybe visions that AI as a tool can be really helpful. But as Carolina says, if it's in the hands, it's just remember the Harry Potter. It's this, if like said the Harry Potter's, I forget the name of this stone, and he says if it's in the right hands, it can help, it can heal, it can bring peace. But if it's in evil's, hands, it can destroy.
Yes, great, Christian, great. I get that everything, every tool in the right hand can promote prosperity, in the evil hands and in the bad hands, will promote war and bad things. Well, unfortunately, Dr. Wall, let's see here one moment. Maybe he comes. Let's see. Well, here in Brazil, there are many people, many institutions using the mediation in the platform mediation, many. However, that's my opinion. As I am a traditional mediator, I need to sit, I need to touch, I need to talk, I need to analyze emotion, I need to analyze if it's a visual, if it's a kinesthetic, if it is, I need to understand all the movement. I need to see if it's rejecting or not what I'm saying. But we professionals, if you want to work with this, with AI, we need also to train a lot to work with these platforms, with these tools. As told before, it's not easy at all. I think as a computer, many friends of mine that my age, they don't know how to work with Zoom platform, for example. They don't know. They don't know many things in our program for lawyers to work with our program for lawyers. They don't know. So I think that we need to practice, to train it, and to learn it, and to study every day. I think that's my point. One moment, please. Oh, Dr. Wall's here. One moment. Why I can't see him? One moment. I think that he's in the wrong place. Just a moment. I think Dr. Wall is in the wrong place. Let me invite him again here. What's going on? He's with the problem with the link to connect. Let's see. One moment, please. Look, if you have something to do, do not worry, okay? You can leave and just say, no problem. I'm just waiting, Dr. Awal. He's trying to reach us. Do not succeed. I'm so sorry, but he's talking to me. He's telling me that he has a problem to enter in the Zoom. Doctor, we are waiting for you. No problem. Do not worry, okay? Take your time. He's trying again. He's anxious. No. Take your time. Take a photograph here for us. He's trying again. He's trying again. Let's see. Technology, it's very good when it works. When it does not work, my God, it's terrible. We prepare everything, we are ready for everything, but the technology does not work. It's really difficult. Please try. Today at night we have we have our meeting, and Dr. Rosalia is going to speak, and Mary Lou Bryant, she's fabulous too. She's going to speak. I have a good team tonight. And next week it's our congress too. Perfect. We are going to join together to meet again. Oh. Oh, listen to me. I'm sorry, but Dr. Lawal, he said to me right now that he's having problem to reach us, and he he wants to give up. Okay, I think that he's going to try, maybe not time. Okay, it's happened. We have to say. So, Dr. Angelica, thank you very much. Carolina, thank you so much. Dr. Kristen, thank you. Believe, I've learned a lot today. I've learned a lot from you. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to learn every day of my life. I think that's what life is made of this. In the university, my student say to me, Professor, because why you tell us that you learn from us? Because in the day, when I say that I know everything, I think that it's the day when I die. I know nothing. I'm learning every day. When I open a book and I read a book, when I research something, I learning every day. Every day in my life is that's the most important, to learn. So thank you so much. See you next time. The night will be here, okay? Bye, Kristen. Bye. Thank you.
It
Bye-bye.
was a pleasure.
Hi, thank you very much.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for the chance.
Thank you also.